Today's episode is brought to you by Established Titles. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland, as well as support global reforestation efforts. Through Established Titles, you can purchase souvenir plots of land in Scotland, and based on historical Scottish customs, this allows you to call yourself a lord or a lady. We pledge to keep the entire woodland free from any use and commit to planting a tree with every order with our global charity partners, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future. If you're doing some last minute holiday shopping, this is the perfect gift. You can order a digital certificate and print it out all within 5 minutes. Established Titles is running a massive holiday sale right now. Plus, if you use the code Alan, you'll get an additional 10% off. With that being said, let's get started with today's episode.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry, girl. I didn't mean to.
I'm sorry. Oh my God.
No, you're fine.
I just never opened up about that. But yeah.
Oh my God, Karina. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Go to establishedtitles.com/.
What is up, everyone, and welcome to another episode. I am your host, Alannized, and this is Noche De Pendejadas. La semana pasada les trajimos un invitado chingón, y esta semana no los vamos a decepcionar. Please help me welcome my guest tonight, not one, but two, the host of Chime and Giggles, Mayra and Karina Garcia.
Hey, y'all. Thank you for having us.
I feel like this was such like a long time coming.
Yes.
Like, the amount of times we've seen each other and we're like, we need to be on Noche De Pendejadas, and it would never happen.
You told us for season 1, I think.
Yes, yeah. It's supposed to be like for season 1,
we're on season 10.
It's like it's over. I literally was like, oh my God, I gotta literally chase these girls.
I know.
Pero hasta que se nos hizo, amigas, ¿cómo están? How are you guys?
Good. I'm
We're
so
doing
excited
great.
to be here. Thank you for having us.
There's like a little crossover of podcasts that I feel like everyone's been asking for. I know.
Nobody
Actually, a lot of
requested this.
people have been requesting y'all. Like the amount of people that have been like, bring Mayra and Karina, and I'm like, okay, pues hasta que se preste el día, y hoy se prestó.
We're here.
Before we get started, you guys, like every other episode, I'm gonna go ahead and hand it over to them para que ellos nos digan un poquito más de qué hacen y quiénes son.
Well, I'm Mayra, also known as mayratouchofglam.
And I'm Karina Garcia, also known as Karina Garcia. Or I guess the slime girl, because I'm known a lot for slime. We've both been on YouTube for a while now.
I started
before me.
2012.
Oh shit.
So it was actually 10 years in September. But
Yeah.
I actually, right?
Period.
I didn't even,
Where's my
I don't think I even mentioned it, but it's because I stopped posting on my main channel. I didn't really there was no way to celebrate it. I'm like, I'm not even.
It's gone. The channel's dead.
The channel's long gone.
Right? It's deleted.
Right?
And then I actually looked up to Mayra, and I was like, that looks really fun. So I posted some videos in 2012, but they're all privated now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, they're kind of whack.
Was it your channel or?
It was my channel, yeah. And I was just talking. You know what's actually funny? They were weight loss videos, bitch. Awkward 10 years later. I got to sleep. But I privated those. And then in 2015 is when I really did I started my DIYs.
Okay.
And that's kind of where it was official, where the videos are still up from then. So
There's literally a twin tag that we did on my channel. And she was like, well, I'm starting off. We'll see where it goes. Bitch, in a year, she blew up.
She's like, I'll ask you.
she's like,
she blew up.
Stop.
Literally.
No, but it's so crazy watching that video now. We're like, oh my gosh, she had no idea what she would make out of it, you know?
yeah,
It's crazy because like Karina, I remember I didn't even know of Karina.
Period.
Obviously I was in the makeup world, and obviously I knew Mayra first. Do you guys remember the first time we met?
I do.
At the Sofia Vergara party. It was the most awkwardest yet fun interaction ever, because I remember I had gone to it was a beauty con. Was it beauty con or Ipsy?
It was one of those.
I think it was beauty con.
Yeah, beauty con.
Beauty con was hosting a Sofia Vergara fragrance launch event, and I remember I had gone alone because they didn't give me a +1, and I just remember walking the whole event, and then I see Mayra and Karina, and I remember because I had been following them and seeing them on social media, and it was so awkward because they stood in front of me, I stood over here, and it was just
I approached you, right? Or who approached you?
I don't even know. I think we just bumped into each other. We ended up.
And we had to say hi. And I just know.
And it was so awkward. I remember.
Yeah, but after that, we didn't really talk like that till when did we really start
I want to say until I started doing like YouTube. Because I feel like I was just doing more like makeup. And then I didn't start kind of like blowing up or making a name for myself after I started doing like the whole Alannized gig. I started faking it.
The whole character.
No, literally. Like I feel like that's when we started kind of, you know, being around each other more. And then
I feel like at the event do you remember it was for Thanksgiving for Chiquis when we went
was that when we met up after? That was
I feel like
first
we
time
each other more after
but
that.
maybe you and Karina, that's when
I feel like that's when I had my real first interaction with you.
Because I feel like before Karina, like I want to say something, you know,
I'm scared.
Because we had already collabed. Me and Mayra had collabed.
Oh yeah, we did.
So it was even before that.
Wait, was that the second time I saw you in person?
No. We had already seen each other. I remember.
No, because
we had seen each other at events. Obviously, we never like hung out.
like
it was
fully
more,
clicked.
Yes, it was that time we filmed a mukbang for my channel. I think we filmed. I don't know what the fuck we filmed, but
you
those
guys
are
did
such
that.
iconic videos. I remember everybody coming from Mayra for
so
just
funny.
laughing.
Like, why?
You were literally laughing. I would say the word "the" and Mayra would be like laughing. I remember so much. But I remember after that. During that time, I didn't really like. I knew Karina, the slime queen, because that's when you were like slime queen, you know, goddess of the world. You're taking over everywhere. And me acuerdo que en ese tiempo, like, I thought Karina was very santita. I was like, like I don't even want to talk
I
to her.
did.
Like, I didn't know you were fun.
Well, I
She
wouldn't
didn't
even
look
say the
approachable.
word. I wouldn't even say damn shit. None of that in my videos because you know I was doing kid content. So people when they meet me, well, even then, like today, they'll be like, "Oh shoot, I don't know, like you actually like drink and like party and shit." Yeah.
And until I remember, I told Mayra that, and she'd like, "You'd be surprised. She's more wild than me."
Oh yeah.
And then that's when we kind of like had our first interaction at the Chiquis event. And I remember we carpooled together. And then ever since then, I love them. I love partying with them. I love being around them. They're always a great time, you guys. Si ustedes no las conocen en persona, déjales digo, they're as fun as they look online, and they're as, you know, nice and genuine. You too. Like that's the only way we'll go on your show. You talk highly of us.
No. Today's episode is sponsored by Established Titles. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred as lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square feet of dedicated land with a unique plot number. On a private estate in Idleston, Scotland, we plant a tree with every order and work with global charities, One Tree Planted, and Trees for the Future to support global reforestation efforts. You can officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card, plane tickets, dating profiles, etc. It makes a great last-minute gift. The first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be the next to my plot. Within a few minutes of walking distance, depending on how many of you want to become a lord or a lady, we can build our little Alannized kingdom. I love this, you guys, because this is such a great cause and it also makes you a part of a great movement. If you don't know what to gift someone or you don't know what to gift yourself this holiday season, gift yourself or give someone that. If you're doing some last minute holiday shopping, this is the perfect gift. You can order a digital certificate and print it out all within 5 minutes. Established Titles is running a massive holiday sale right now. Plus, if you use the code Alan, you'll get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/Alan to get your gifts now and help support the channel. That is establishedtitles.com/ALAN.
Pues ya para empezar con el chisme, you guys, vamos a empezar con la pregunta que le pregunto a todos. How was it like growing up for Mayra and Karina Garcia? ¿Cómo fue su niñez?
I don't think a lot of people know it's 6 of us. It's me, Karina, Jasmine, Jose Luis, also known as Elegancia Events. Mm-hmm. Some of you guys may know him. Ugo and David.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
so it's 6 of us.
Yeah, it's 3 boys, 3 girls. But I feel like we don't really show a lot of like David or Ugo, so they're always like shocked, like, wait, you guys have more siblings? No, actually,
they just don't come out as much.
They just don't. Yeah, but it's a lot of us.
Yeah, it's a lot of us. And growing up, you know, like we had, you know, I feel like every kid had like a different story. Like, for example, with Luis, like, he had it the toughest with my parents. You know, they had just gotten here from Mexico. Like, he literally, like, Luis will tell you, like, they didn't have food to eat.
Yeah.
With us, like, we had it rough, too. But I feel like we didn't have it as bad as, like, Luis did.
No, yeah.
But, I mean, even with what we had, we were, like, the happiest kids, you know?
Mm-hmm. Starts crying.
I'm waiting for you to chime in.
No, but yeah, we basically grew up, like, all, like, apilados. Like, we thought it was, like, you know... I mean, I had a great childhood. You know, now that you were older, we realized, like, oh shit, they were, like, struggling, you know, like, it starts clicking.
You know, as kids, you know, we had the best childhood. I wouldn't change it for anything. My parents they never let us know that they were struggling, you know, but obviously looking back, we were like, no, yeah, like, we didn't have much, but we loved our childhood.
Yeah, up until my parents, they actually opened up a restaurant.
Oh shit!
It was taqueria.
Is it still up?
Oh no!
I'm like, fuck.
I think
the recession is stopped, huh?
Yeah, I think they had it for like 7 years. No.
Yeah,
it was actually really successful. Like
shit.
it did really good up until the recession. Like people were losing their jobs, their homes, everything, and that's when it was like bad. But my mom was actually pregnant with Jasmine too, so that kind of pushed her too. Also, because she wanted to like. She was there like every single day. And I actually asked her recently, I was like, why did you guys actually really like close it down, you know? And obviously it was because of the recession, but not just that, but she wanted to actually like be able to like raise her, be there and like enjoy motherhood. But it was very successful. It's funny because I always think about like my first job and I always think the Tiki, shout out to the Tiki, Mission Tiki Drive-In. I'm like, oh yeah, we love shout out. Yeah. But that was our first job, bitch. I was a cashier at 7 years old. I'm like, is that even illegal?
Yeah, we were like helping out at the restaurant really, really young. Luis was like a taquero, like at 10, like
I'm like, is that even normal? But we were not like full time. It was just like, you know, my mom's in the restroom, like let's take over the cashier. Yeah,
I'm like, girl.
Luis was like full time. Like right after school, he was like
on the fucking grill at 10 for sure.
Yeah.
How are you guys like? Nunca las hacían mensas con el cambio or nothing? Because at 7 years old, I would be like, mija, me diste menos. I'm like, me debes uno de 100.
The cashier be calculating for you, but I still have a problem with this shit. When they give me 25 cents and then they're like, but they give it to me after I put it in, and then like, I'm like, you just really fucked me up completely. Now. You know what I mean?
Oh, I have $1, or
like, don't do that to me. I don't got a fucking calculator. I can't do that. But I mean, it wasn't bad. Huh?
It wasn't bad. We were not working like full shifts. We were just kind of like helping out, so it wasn't bad. Yeah.
You guys obviously, you know, were working at 7 years old, and like hard workers from the start. How are you guys in school?
Ooh, bitch.
Middle school, high school. ¿Cómo fue eso?
Oh, bitch.
The only thing I can remember of me and Karina when we were younger, bitch, we were awkward. Like we were
awkward
so
as
shy.
Fuck.
No, because seriously, I feel like people that now hear about us are like,
no, but we're still shy.
We still are shy.
Yeah.
It's still in us.
Aren't shy at all.
Really?
Really? Oh,
you know what? That's a compliment. I love that. No, I love that.
But you make us really comfortable though. There's people that like, I feel like from the beginning, like we click with you so well, but bitch, we are like shy as fuck. I think
dead ass, you're one of like top 5 of the most comfortable influencers around to be around with. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, that was part of the contract.
No, for real, you are.
You got to talk highly of me too. I honestly feel like whenever I see Karina and Mayra going anywhere, I feel like rápido hacen amistades. And like, around you guys, like, just genuinely.
Oh my God. I don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like YouTube helped a lot.
It's helped a lot.
YouTube helped because we were super fucking awkward.
Like, I mean, I waited till I was out of high school to start my YouTube because I didn't want to even fucking like have people see me online. Yeah.
I feel like at the time it was very embarrassing to like talk to a camera. Because I remember I started YouTube during high school and people would make fun of me. Now look at them. Look at me. Watching this video. Giving me views. It's crazy because that was a thing before. Now it's cool if you fucking have a YouTube channel in fucking middle school or high school.
Yeah.
So you guys obviously were shy. How were you guys with friends and boyfriends? How was that?
Girl, I didn't even like. No, not at all.
We were not. I don't know.
I think like my first boyfriend I met on MySpace or some shit, and that ended horribly. And with friends, we didn't have a lot of friends. We just had like the same like circle. We actually always had the same friends, which is circle. Yeah. We've never been like opposite twins, so we always had the same circle. Yeah, same. Like 2-3 people that we like knew, and that was it. Yeah. And that was like that through middle school, high school. I feel like we were really shy, but I think like in high school, like I lost my shyness and I actually became like a rebel. My mom says I was the fucking worst.
She was.
I was horrible, yeah, but she's grown now. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I feel like I was pretty like I don't want to say innocent, but I feel like I've always been more calm than her, and she's been like more like atrevida and all that.
Yeah,
alocada.
Yeah,
I was definitely the crazy one.
And I
for
believe
sure.
that with twins, there's always like, I don't want to say the crazy one, the outgoing one, and then the more like shy one. I'm definitely the one
can
that's
kind
more.
of see that. I can.
No way.
Now knowing both of you guys,
yeah.
like, I do see Mayra más not centrada.
To
what's the
myself.
word? Yes,
Yeah.
and more like you really have to know her to be able to like get that fun side of you. Y Karina,
Period.
Yeah, I'm literally called like the mom of the like with my friends.
Yeah,
I'm
she
like, you're the
is.
mom. I'm like, okay, we love
She
her.
is, yeah.
like I guess.
We love her.
Like, fuck it. So you guys obviously navigate through high school, you graduate. ¿En qué momento fue donde ustedes decidieron, sabes qué? Quiero agarrar una pinche cámara y voy a empezar a documentar toda mi vida?
Well, I started first because I was doing makeup. A lot of friends would tell me like, well, first I was freelancing. Mm-hmm. Well, before that I was doing my own makeup. Then friends would be like, oh my God, you should like start freelancing. And then by then they would tell me like, you need to do YouTube videos. Cause that's when like the makeup world was popping. Not anymore, man. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started with, I think it was my phone, that video, but I felt so awkward that I removed it like right away. And I didn't know about like unlisting a video.
So you just deleted it.
And that pisses me off now because I'm like, I don't have that one video, the first video to look back at, But yeah, that's how I started. And it's funny. I started in 2012, but I didn't get serious about it till 2015.
Literally me.
I feel like I would post like every other month. It was very like that.
Just to post. Just
Yeah.
you were a YouTuber.
I didn't even know you can like make it into anything. I really just did it for fun,
So at the time, you still had your normal job.
Yeah. I was working at the Tiki. I was a cashier, and then I was working in the mornings. It's a drive-in theater.
Yeah,
so it drive-in theater. They swap me in the morning.
I remember seeing that on your guys' reality show.
So in the morning, I would sell churros outside. What else? Ice cream.
I was doing the same thing.
I was there for many years because I started at 15 working there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Luis got me that job. Shout out to Luisa. We love shout outs. But after that, during the time I was doing YouTube, I had that job, and then I was freelancing on the side, and then I had another job as well. I forget the name.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like
she was grinding, huh?
But bitch, I was trying to because I wanted to leave the Tiki. I was there for so many years at that point.
You're like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
So at some point, I dropped my jobs, and I was just freelancing and just doing YouTube.
So at the time when you were still doing just YouTube, Karina wasn't even on YouTube.
She was not on YouTube. I forgot. At some point, I was working with Luis as well, and she was bartending for Luis.
We were both working. When I started YouTube, I was also working with Luis, like as a bartender. Yeah. I wasn't even 21, bitch.
Okay, so you were working at your Tiki, you quit, and then you start doing YouTube full time. What was the moment that you're like, fuck, I can make a full-time job out of this?
I remember this day. I was with my mom. We were out eating Chinese food. Actually, Mr. Yu, love her.
Another shout out.
Bitch, not that. I'm really trying to get detailed, huh? And I told her, I was like, oh my God, YouTube is starting to pay, like, and it looks like it's good. And I asked her, I'm like, when can I, quit my job? And she was like, girl, what? She was like, well, first of all, you don't know if it's going to be consistent, and you have to make sure. She told me, she's like, the day you quit, I want to see you make like 3 times that. Yeah. She was like, so like about that. Because obviously you hear about YouTube. I feel like till this day, people don't understand it. So I remember, a few months passed by, and then I was able to prove to her, like, no, I could actually, it's picking up. It's doing better than where I was working. And she was shocked. And that's when I was like given the okay. I mean, I waited for my mom to like tell me it's fine.
Yeah, she basically would say like, as long as you're making more than what you're making at your job, like don't get too excited, but make that consistently for a while, and then you can quit.
Para que sepas que vas a tener algo que te pueda
dar
siempre.
Yes,
so
exactly.
that you blow up, you become mayratouchofglam, and at the time I remember seeing you were blowing up. You were literally, if anything, you were one of the very few, Latin people in the space, especially in the beauty community, because I feel like it was very projected just to majority white people, especially in the beauty community. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Is it checking up on your credit score? Didn't think so. At Chime, that's exactly what we do. With their secure Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can start to build credit with your own money. Chime reports your payments to credit bureaus to help build your credit over time. Their members see an increase of 30 points on average. Escucharon bien, amigos, 30 points on average. All of this with no annual fees, large security deposits, or credit checks to apply. I love Chime, you guys, because I've literally put on so many of my friends that are starting to get into the world of credit, and I put them onto Chime so they can go ahead and start building their credit. Because remember, in the adult world, there's nothing more important than credit. So start your credit journey with Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/Alan. That's chime.com/Alan. Again, that's chime.com/ALANN. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank NA. Pursuant to a license from Visa USA, Chime checking account, and a $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply for the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impact to score may vary, and some users' scores may not improve. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply except at MoneyPass ATMs in a 7-Eleven or Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM.
At the time. So you start doing, beauty, you start blowing up. Then Karina comes in the picture.
Yeah.
How did that go? How did you be like, you know what, Karina, hop on, get onto it? ¿Cómo fue eso?
She would always tell me that you should do it because she would tell me that I had a big personality. She's like, you would be perfect for YouTube. And again, in 2012, Mayra, when I was uploading those videos, I didn't tell you, I didn't tell nobody. Nobody knew I was uploading those videos.
I eventually came across them after you told me.
And I literally privated them because I was cringe. And then when you first start, you're trying to be all perfect, and I was talking hi, so
oh my god, yeah,
all cringy.
Tell me about it.
You know what I mean? And I did that for fun. Nobody fucking knew about it. Nobody privated those, and then 2015 is when I was you know what, I'm gonna do this shit. I was watching a lot of the lifestyle people. I was watching My Life as Ava. I loved her at the time.
I loved her
Alicia
too.
Marie. Those are the people that I was watching, right? And I would do little DIYs at home, but I wasn't at home making slime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was doing the makeup DIYs. So my vanity that I had for my makeup, I DIY'd all that. I used to DIY organizers and all that shit. And one day I made some lipsticks. It was actually on my birthday. I made some bomb ass lipsticks.
Oh my god, I remember that.
And I was these are so fucking bomb. I'm gonna upload this, girl. I was that's it. I'm posting this to YouTube. Literally 3 days later, I uploaded that, and that's my very first on YouTube right now. That's still there. And then from there, I continued DIYs. And with slime, it's funny because it was just gonna be another DIY video.
Yeah.
It was just another DIY. And then I actually made it was a hand soap slime thingy. And after that, it did really well. And I don't know how, but after that I started adding more slime, and it just I just became the slime girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
queen.
actually the slime really did it.
You know what's so crazy? Talking about slime, there's actually a privated video of mine doing one of your hot Cheeto slimes.
No
No, BS aside, I remember it was when I first started dating Danny. I remember this video was of me and Ashley, and we did a hot Cheeto slime.
Is fucking funny.
They were fucking crazy, but it was crazy because at the time, I feel like slime was starting to become a thing, but you made it a thing.
I think I just started doing weird shit with it. Why would I put hot Cheetos in slime?
Literally. But I feel like everybody loved it. The views talked for it. So
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
You started blowing up, and you started getting the name of the Slime Queen. You started going on Ellen. You started going on, morning talk shows. You started doing so much. How was that for you? Little Karina, coming from not much to being on TV because of slime. How was that for you?
Honestly, it was really scary. As someone who grew up super fucking awkward and shy, I was mortified, dude. I remember my very first appearance on TV ever. It was for Good Morning America, and it was live. I was okay, shit. I was I gotta get it together because I was already shitting bricks. But in that moment, I was this is live. I either look a fucking fool in front of national television, or I suck it up and pretend I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And literally for every show I have ever done, I just pretend I know what I'm doing. And I mean, it looks all right. So I'm pretending I know what I'm doing right now.
It looks good.
And you know what's crazy? I mean, she did amazing because even till this day, when we go to events and say I don't want to go, she won't go because I'm not going. Yeah. That's how like shy we are. That we're like, no, let's just, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, for her to have done that all alone, like on TV,
it was scary.
Ellen, I'm like, bitch, I would have.
And it's crazy too, because I feel like you guys both blew up in different industries. Yeah. How was that? How did you guys feel? You know, Karina being more on the lifestyle and you being more on the makeup. Like, how were your guys' combos? Did you ever think like, oh, maybe I should jump on lifestyle? Or did Karina ever think like, oh, maybe I should jump on the makeup?
It's crazy because we're very similar. Like we are very, very similar. When she was gonna start, like she's always been into makeup. Always. She actually was the one doing like colorful, creative looks before me. Oh, so when she started her YouTube, I didn't know like that lifestyle world of like DIYs, all that.
That's what I watched. That's what I was like intrigued with.
That's what she was like into. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe because we watch different things.
We have such different content, which is crazy because till this very day, like if we post a TikTok together, people will be like, wait, they're twins?
Yeah.
Like deadass till this day. Till this day, there is still people out there that are like, what the fuck? I had no idea she ever had a twin, or like we were ever twins, because we never did anything together. Our podcast was the very first thing we ever did together.
Yeah, that's people literally thought it was like one person playing Karina Garcia and then having another channel as a makeup channel. I'm like
a backup channel.
That's a full-time job, girl.
I remember that because I remember seeing comments like, "Oh, she's Karina Garcia, like she just has a makeup channel." Or vice versa, and it's like mood. Like
I don't get it, but we didn't even look alike.
I never saw the like. Well, I knew how to tell you guys apart
big time,
all the time.
Yeah. Well, the twin tag, they thought it was like mirrored. Like it was like, y'all really think we got that time to like really fully fool y'all like that. Like
no, yeah. At that time, I remember at the time someone tried to like expose this big thing that Karina Garcia was faking to be a twin and shit. I was like, girl,
and I think this video was like it was going around. I'm like, what?
Like, bitch, what's the reason? Right?
Like,
so obviously, you know, you guys blow up in your perspective, you know, industries, and I feel like now you guys are both in like the lifestyle world. Yeah. You know, I feel like social media has changed so much, especially for like us that we've been. I mean, you guys have been doing this longer, but like for us that we've been doing it for a long time, I feel like obviously the makeup videos aren't doing as great as the vlogs. You know, everyone wants to see lo que estás haciendo todo el pinche día. You know what I mean? How was it like for both of you guys? Because I feel like not just, you know, Karina or Mayra, both of you guys to transition from, you know, DIYs and, you know, makeup videos to showing your whole life as it is.
It's hard, huh?
Yeah, because I started my vlog channel really, I mean, not so early on, but my first video there, I kept it up. I didn't delete it. My first video on the vlog channel was a day at Elegancia events. And that's when we worked with him. We were bartending. Shit. And since then, the same way, I wouldn't take it serious, you know, posting whenever I wanted. And so I've had that for a while. But you had yours, I think. So.
I had my vlog channel for a while too. Like ever since I started YouTube, I kind of just started like a vlog channel. And I think, you know, I have always posted on my vlog channel here and there. But I do feel like a lot of us had that transition on YouTube where we were doing like sit down videos, like talking to camera tutorials or DIYs, whatever the case is. And for me, I just naturally shifted to my vlog channel. As simple as it was, I just started uploading more on my vlog channel. And I honestly have so much more fun with it because it's literally just like, you know, that's easy. You're just vlogging your day. I feel like they're so much easier to edit. I have so much more fun with it. It's more natural. For sit down videos, it kind of like, it feels like draining, no? Like sometimes when you're just sitting there, like having to put a concept together. For me, it just naturally happened. And then I got pregnant with Mia, and that was like, oh shoot, like Karina's pregnant. So I started uploading a lot of like just more content on my vlog channel, and I just kind of abandoned my main channel, honestly.
It's crazy because when you got pregnant, I remember I had a conversation with you. I don't know where, but I remember even people in the comments were like, Karina Garcia has sex? Like, what the
Somebody
hell?
was like, she finally learned how to make slime without glue. I was like, bitch, or without borax,
which is crazy like because it's like, you were always, you know, when you started making these slime videos, how old were you?
I was
You were already like over 21.
I was 21, yeah.
Oh, 21.
She was a grown-ass bitch making slime.
I feel like people thought like she was like a
10,
like 10. But it's crazy because, at the time you did have a very young audience. And now I feel like either your audience has grown with you or you have found a new audience that like now really wants to know what's up with you, with your, motherhood, with everything that you're doing on the day-to-day basis. With the change of content, yo pienso que muchísimos influencers, especially like us that we've been doing it for so long, almost felt like, it just became a shift within everybody where like instead of doing a makeup tutorial or like a lifestyle like hack, like now what we do is more like share a life. Do you guys ever feel like, oh, there's times where you guys are sharing too much, or where do you guys draw the line of, oh, ya es mucho de lo que estoy compartiendo?
I actually love, the vlog channel world because you share more about your life. With, beauty channels, there was not much you were seeing but their talent. Like you didn't know their personality or anything like that. So especially recently when I lost my son, I've been a lot more open to, how I grieve, how I feel. Some people they're not like for it or whatever, but
you're sharing that with people who are also going through that, and a lot of people, more people than you think, could relate to that and think like, I'm not alone. Like, she's going through the same thing.
Yeah. So in a way, it's like my therapy. I don't think people understand it because people tell me like, you need to go to therapy. I still haven't like mentally been ready to do it, but I don't realize that is my therapy where I'm like expressing myself. I don't mind at all sharing my life. I mean, it is what it is.
And then with social media too, we share everything. And when something so big happens in your life, like, how do you not? You know what I mean? So
how do you not share that?
A fake face and do your makeup, like when you have so much shit going on in the back.
Because when everything happened, I actually did have a moment. I think I told all of you guys how I was like, I don't want to go back on social media.
You didn't want to come back at all?
I just knew I was like, I'm not going to come back. I will figure out what I do with my life, but I'm done with social media overall because it is hard to jump back in and like have to explain like to everybody what happened. Like that was already like and I was never just gonna come back on and never talk about it because what kind of mother would I be to not talk about my son? But now that I'm like more open about it, it's my life, and I love watching vlogs. I think you get to see just another side of people, and I feel like people make their lives seem so perfect, and they're not always like that. No one's life is perfect,
Kind of like what Karina was saying, you sharing that really big moment, in your life, like not just is helping you, but it's helping so many mothers, because I feel like, seeing comments of a lot of mothers that have gone through the same thing as you, it's almost like you're healing and you're helping them heal as well, because not everyone has people around them to validate them that it's okay to feel that way, and maybe watching your videos being like, what, like there's other people that have gone through the same thing, and sometimes being depressed, sometimes feeling down, sometimes feeling like not wanting to do something is okay.
And I feel like sharing your life sometimes comes with like negativity, obviously, which when you start social media, it's like in the beginning hard to adjust to, but you kind of get used to it, right? When everything's so fresh, so I still don't do good with like hate, like, oh, you're using your son for fame, for attention. Like that's so crazy to me.
I don't understand,
because I'm like, if I don't talk about him, I forgot about him, and when I do, I'm using him for fame. That's so crazy to me.
That is mind-blowing to me.
So it comes with that, but it's so crazy because I don't think people realize, like, I've never even said this, but like I'm losing followers by the minute. Like I've lost followers on Instagram. Like I'm not the same person they were following. You probably followed me for makeup, for I don't know, OOTDs, whatever I would post then, but I don't even post
think
that
about
often.
How many true meaningful connections you're forming with people who are going through that. Because I'm just gonna throw an example out there. If you look at my videos from 2017, they 10 plus million views. I'm definitely not getting not even a half quarter of that way, nothing right now. But like as I've been sharing my life, like I've been connecting with more people, so the views have been very drastically different, but I have never felt a bigger connection with other women in my life. And there's a lot of people that looked up to you and that watch you, and they've never felt that.
That's
you know what I mean?
Saying, like, when people say that I'm using him for those reasons, I'm like, I'm losing followers and I don't care. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna stop talking about him. It's just, and I understand it. You know, you probably followed me for different reasons, and not everybody wants to see someone fucking depressed every single day posting about.
But that's
grief.
your life.
I get it. But for the ones sticking around, like, I'm grateful for. But I feel like people really, when they say that I'm doing it for those reasons, I'm like, if you only knew, like, I'm changing my entire, what I was. My whole life has changed. My entire, I guess, image of what I was has changed. I don't care about any of that. It's forever changed. I'm not even that consistent with what I do. Like, it's changed me completely. So I'm like, the fact that they say that, I'm like, if anything, I'm losing followers, and I truly don't care. You know, like, it's not about that.
And I feel like just, you know, a lot of people that maybe, you know, talk or, you know, have something to say about what you're going through are probably just people that, one, have never, you know, and probably, you know, we hope they never go through something like that, because like you said, it's something that is so life-changing. And like, un día, like, como dices tú, a couple years ago, they probably saw videos of you always going out, always partying, and like, your life is different. Mm-hmm. Like, now you went through something that tú obviamente no se lo deseas a nadie, pero te pasó, and it's like, what are you, like, you have to do something about it for you mentally and for you emotionally to, like, you know, it changed you forever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%.
And I always say, like, if you've ever, you know, had an opinion on it, you know, I guess, what's the word? I feel like anyone that has ever said anything negative about that, just consider yourself fortunate to not even understand it.
No,
you know, to even have that thought. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've just learned that, you know, you're not going to please anybody. And that's what I'm going through. Like, I don't know what, like, I didn't choose to go through this, you know? I could either shut down completely, shut down everything and not talk about it, or actually, you know, raise awareness of it. And it's, you know, child loss is a thing, and trying to help, you know, other moms how to cope with it and stuff, you know?
You know what's a question I've gotten a lot, but I've never answered, like, a lot? Ew, cringe.
What?
No, I've gotten asked. No, I've gotten asked a lot, because me and Mayra had our babies around the same time. Mm-hmm. When Briancito was born, Mia was only 4 months old. Mm-hmm. 4 months, dude. Yeah. Like, a lot of people ask me, like, how was that being a new mom, like, both of you, and seeing Mayra go through that? Mm-hmm. And I never answered it. Oh my god, cringe. I'm sorry, I get really fucking awkward. But it was really hard, because, like, my daughter is meeting new milestones. She's learning how to crawl. She's having her first food. You know, she's a baby. Like, she was so little, and I feel like almost like, you want to be happy for all your baby's milestones, and you want to be present, but then your sister's going through this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
I know I talked to her about that. I'm like, I feel so, like, I hope that didn't, because it was such a huge impact for the whole family. I hope that didn't stop them from appreciating every moment that they had with Mia.
Oh, no, you know what I mean? No. Yeah, I know what I mean.
But even for me, like, Mia grew up so fast in my eyes, because, you know, for the entire month I was, like, in the NICU, I pretty much, like, lived there. So it's like, by the time and then even after that, I was, like, grieving. Everything was so new to me. So by the time, like, you know, I came back to my senses, like, Mia was, like, you know, she's already
and
like,
you do feel that guilt. Toddler. Like, you know, people ask me, like, do you feel like that guilt? And of course, like, you know, 100%. We both had our babies 4 months apart. Like, how could I not? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
But you shouldn't. Like, I feel like Mia, she's her own person. It's like, I have family that even after what I went through, they've had kids and stuff. And it just depends how you look at it. For me, you know, a baby's a baby. They're all, like, little angels, and it's not their fault, you know? I feel like with family, it doesn't trigger me like that. I feel like a lot of people ask about that, like, does it trigger you that Mia's around and stuff? And it doesn't. I feel like what is more triggering is people that, you know, maybe friends that I was, like, pregnant with, and I get to see, like, where they're at. I'm like, my baby would have been, like, the exact same age and stuff. But I mean, I live with triggers daily, but I feel like when it comes to family, it's really not what people think, you know?
And, like, you're happy for Karina, but at the same time, like Karina was saying, like, I feel like you can't help yourself to not feel guilty. Like, 100%. You're happy about something that's going on with Mia, and you're like, how do I share this with my sister without feeling like,
exactly,
you know, oh,
you know, not even bragging, but it's kind of more like, oh, look, she did this. And you're like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? Like,
you naturally feel
like
that guilt.
Yeah.
100%.
You went through a lot too. Karina went through, you know,
you
multiple miscarriages before that. So for us, like, Mia was like the rainbow baby of the family, you know? So we still look at her as like this miracle child, you know, because she did go through so much to have her. So in a way, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, girl. I didn't mean to.
I'm sorry. Oh my God.
You're good.
I just never opened up about that. But yeah.
Oh my God, Karina. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm cringing on myself right now. No. It's completely fine. I'm just saying I hadn't. It's actually like something people ask me like on the daily. I just never answered that. But yeah, it's like it's a huge guilt.
Oh my God, Karina, no. I wouldn't want her to feel like that way. You know,
and I feel okay, girl. Especially you guys are twins. You know what I mean? So like, obviously, like Karina was saying, like you wish, you know, you guys could have both experienced at the same time. But you know, uno nunca sabe en el futuro. You know, ojalá, you know, there's still time. You know, you guys are so young, and Mia's gonna grow up, and in the future, you know, be what is it, a tia? No, not a tia. A cousin. You know what I mean? So it's just, you know, knowing you, especially because I've known Mayra for so long. I think I've known Mayra longer than Karina. You know, whenever you were going through that, it was, you know, you're like, damn, you know, like, sí cambia la vida de uno, you know, and it's okay. You know, I feel like me as someone that knows you, like, I understand, and I feel like I never have felt like, oh my God, Mayra changed, like, because no, it's like I understand. Like, you know, it's something crazy. Even me, that I'm a man and I'm never gonna be able to have a child, like I understand, because it's like I have women around me, you know, my sister, you know, people that like it could have happened to, and you know, seeing your story, I feel like opened up a lot. I feel like it made a lot of people really appreciate, you know, because it's like you went through this really hard time in your life, and there's a lot, and it made a lot of people appreciate it, and made a lot of people also feel comfort, because it's like there's other people going through it, like we said, you know what I mean? And it's like, if they're going, I don't even know the word to say. I'm sorry. Like,
it's one of those things. It's so new to me still. Like, it's barely been a year. I'm still trying to learn with it, and you know, I have changed. I feel like a lot of the times friends invite me out, like there's always that guilt of like going out, drinking, partying. It's like I feel like I feel like there is this guilt with, and this just doesn't mean like losing a child. I feel like when you lose someone so significant in your life, there's this guilt of like even doing anything that might bring like a little bit of happiness, even if it's just in those minutes. So I have a lot of, I struggle a lot with trying to like live in the moment, because I feel like I have to be still in that dark space, because at the end of the day, like I could be out, could be out, and I'm like, how dare you be out having fun when you have a baby in the grave? And it's like I can't help myself from thinking that, you know. I'm still learning from it, but yeah, I feel like at this point my friends have gotten used to the idea of like, okay, and I'm really grateful that they still consider me like in everything that they do, but yeah, I have changed, and I can't, it's something that I can't just like fake and be like, I'm okay. Like I'm not, you know, I'm still dealing with it. And you could see it through like my YouTube videos. I'm not consistent at all. Like I said, my Instagram, I barely post on there. And if I do, it's on stories, and I'm very open about grief. My entire content completely has shifted. I mean,
so how's your life, you know?
My whole life, I feel like it's taught me so many lessons. It's taught me what matters, what doesn't. You know, before all of this, I had all these goals. Like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I just don't care anymore. Like, that's just, I just want to live in the moment. And if I'm feeling happy in the moment, appreciate those moments. But it's like, I truly feel like going through that has completely changed with how I view life. And I feel like it's changed even my family with how they see things.
100%.
We all, like, it was like a full 360 for all of us.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you see, you know, you see these things happen to people, and it's so sad because a lot of times you see these things and you're like, that happens to people. You never realize that it could hit home, and when it does, you're like, this is a fucking reality that can happen to anybody. Just like any of us could pass away, you know, and be gone from one day to another. It's crazy, and we just need to learn to appreciate, you know, like every single day, everyone who is around us, and really just take it a day at a time. Mayra has grown a lot.
Yeah.
She's grown a lot from that moment. And even with such a big thing happening in your life, I feel like you got to know a new you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So just taking it a day at a time, but you're doing so much better.
So, you were talking, Mayra, you were talking about, talking and keeping your baby alive. You recently launched, a candle collection, company, in memory of Braincito.
Yeah.
How was that? How did, that come about? And, I love it. I haven't gotten time to purchase it, but si no voy a agarrar. I recently became a candle person. You know that I used to not like candles?
Really?
Oh,
We would only have candles in this house because of Danny. But I hated candles. There's actually a candle in the house that I hate the fucking smell of it. Like every time Danny turns it on, I'm like, turn it off. But how did that come about?
Well, I've always loved candles, but aside of that, I mean, honestly, I never thought I would actually be making them. But I knew that I wanted to do something in his name. Mm-hmm. I just wasn't sure what in his memory, but I wasn't sure exactly what. And I'm not sure exactly how it came about. I think I had purchased like a kit on Amazon, like a really cheap kit of for candles. And we just started making them for fun, me and my husband. And I don't think people realize like how
I think you were making
therapeutic.
Him
yeah, we were making him candles. We made him a candle for Easter. We made him a candle, just random days. We would take it to the cemetery. And then at some point, the topic came about like, oh my God, we should really do candles for him. And candles are a huge significance for like loved ones. A lot of people light candles for their loved ones. That's like a thing. I brought it up to my family, it was kind of in the air. And then Karina was the one that was like, you were always like, oh my God, when are you guys going to really do it? Yeah. If you guys watch the podcast, like she would bring it up a few times until one day we finally were like, okay, it's going to happen. We'll do it. So me and my husband decided to launch Papash & Co. And yeah, we have a Braincito collection. And we don't really, this is another reason too. There was like a couple comments, nunca falta, They're like, oh, I thought you were a grieving mother. Like, what happened? I'm like, wow, that's so crazy to me. Like, it's so crazy how I'm literally doing something to keep his memory alive. And you want to like bring that up and just completely forget like what I've gone through, like all of that, But I feel like literally like I have like people that comment anything negative, like I have them like contaditos. It's like literally like 2 or 3 people. I feel like people would have their head screwed on wouldn't
and it's
make
the same
those
people.
Comments. Yeah. But yeah, we did it. We've restocked 3 times already, sold out super, super fast. And, at the end of the day, seeing people that have gone through similar situations tagging us that they got their candles, I'm like, these are the people that we're making them for. Like this hater that's commenting this, you're not going to buy it. You're not going to support it. It's okay. You're not.
They don't have,
This is not for you.
Yeah.
This is not for you. These are for the people that understand us. And that's fine. But it's wow. Yeah, it's done amazing. And we don't expect much from him. Like we literally are doing very little stocks. There's only so much we could make because we're making them ourselves, literally ourselves. Brian does like the whole formula of it because with different scents, there's like different percentages and all that. And then I do like a lot of the labeling and the designs and all that stuff.
Aunque no lo quieras, puede ser, a blessing from Braincito, like giving you guys something to like feel at least that sense of like, happiness that when you guys are doing this together, it gives you guys that. I saw you were at the warehouse very late last night. And I feel like when you're doing something special because, you're doing it to honor him, it almost feels like, wow, a sense of, te da algo en tu corazoncito,
You're doing it with love.
Yes.
Like we've had, different projects like the podcast, the makeup line, and I have never worked so hard on something like what we are now doing because it's something so meaningful. It's not that I, don't care about the other projects, but it's something.
Fuck this bitch.
No, but it's something so meaningful that we do with, and I'm not when I say we make it with love, it truly. I feel so connected to him when we make them, and it's helped us a lot. I feel like this is again like our therapy. We're there every single day making candles, packing candles, and we love it. Yeah. I'm doing this for him why would I not love doing that if it's for him? You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you know, I know we're making him happy.
You are.
Yes, Myra.
Yeah. And shout out to Squishy Bunny because they're the ones that, you know, let us borrow a little part for the candles.
We actually share the warehouse. Yeah, we share the warehouse, you know, Squishy Bunny, which is me and my husband's like homemade slime shop. And we do Gemela Cosmetics in there and now Papash & Co. candles. So all of us share that warehouse. So there's a lot going on in there.
Girl, tell us about Squishy Bunny. Not me interviewing Karina.
Like, how it get out? Like, we don't need you.
No, enough about me, girl.
So Raul and I make homemade slime. Our slime shop is called Squishy Bunny. And it's funny because, you know, I started off, you know, making slime videos. This was like years ago already. And slime videos today on YouTube, girl, they flop. Like, people don't even like do them like that. Like, now I feel like it's transitioned a lot because in 2017 it was like the era of like the slime videos on YouTube. Now it's the slime shops. It's weird because, like, you know, I had you know, I did like the store slime as well, but that's so different. It's so different, girl. Like, when you actually make it, like, first of all, nothing compares to homemade slime, but also it's so personalized. You can get as creative as you want with it, and we love it. I enjoy it more than I've ever enjoyed any other slime project, in all honesty. With the videos on YouTube, you know, like, a lot of people would say like, oh, you know, like, it's a trend, it's gonna die off. And like, I agree. Because it did, like, a trend on YouTube. Like, you know, the videos were popping on YouTube, and it did come a time where like they were not doing as well anymore. Well, now with TikTok, it's shifted because slime is popping again in a different way. On TikTok, it's doing amazing, and through that, it like drove up a lot of like slime shop sales. Like the slime shop. So back then it was more like the YouTube videos. Right now the slime shop is doing better than it has ever been, like ever done. So it's crazy. Yeah.
You know what's so crazy too, but like I also do feel like a lot has to do with how creative you guys have gotten. Like,
thank you.
The stuff I see them come up with, I'm like,
I love them.
Where the fuck actually yesterday I saw like a TikTok and I was like, y'all need to do something like this because like I know they can literally do crazy ass shit because y'all be coming up with like what are they called, the clays, and they make them look so realistic that I'm like, no mames, like this almost looks
we
like
make molds and everything
stuff.
I literally will go to the grocery store and like I'll buy like cookies or whatever the fuck that's like really cute, and I'm like, okay, I'm taking this home. I'll take it home, I'll like freeze it or something or let it get like rock solid, and then I'll make my little dough mixture to like take molds of it, and then from there like we go from there. But like there's endless opportunities with so many ideas you could make. Like all the time. So we love it. We fucking love it.
It is crazy, you guys. Like, and also the fact that like every single time y'all restock,
it's crazy.
Anyone tries to get it, like, just don't try.
Don't even go on the side.
I actually try to get on this restock because you guys just had
we had an unlimited one,
a whole hour and a half, and I try to get like the clay ones. I logged in like a couple minutes, y'all, because I'm like, they said there's gonna be a lot, and they were all gone. So it's crazy. Talking about businesses, you know, for so long you guys were doing your own things, and I want to say up maybe like a year and a half ago, you know, we started seeing more of the Garcia twins together. You know, we saw Gemela Cosmetics, which is their makeup line. And then we saw Chins and Giggles. What made you guys, you know, want to join forces together and work together, you know, as twins?
We always talked about it because our careers are very, very different. But at some point we were like, we're twins. Like, what are we doing? I feel like people really do love us together. Yeah. Like people, anytime we would do videos together.
We noticed, people would like us doing collabs together.
Yeah. And it is kind of weird, you know, growing up as twins, literally doing everything together, and all of a sudden our careers are like complete opposite.
I think kind of crazy. Twins, a part of you wants to be an individual so badly that when we did content, when we started off, we were like opposite,
doing our own thing.
And then when it came to like, you know, years down, because it took us like fucking 7 years to do anything together. Like a while. I feel like our content got similar. We were more like into vlogs, and we started like collabing, and like people really did like that dynamic duo. So then we've always talked about a podcast, but our content was so different back then, it just almost didn't make sense. Now it does.
I feel like it happened at the right time. we actually were planning this podcast since Karina was pregnant. Our first shoot for the podcast was Karina was literally pregnant in that shoot. We had to like reshoot because it was so long ago. But yeah, we always wanted to do something together. And at that time, we were already planning the makeup line as well. Mm-hmm. So we're like, okay, we have the podcast in mind. And that's when we decided to do the podcast first. Uh-huh. You know, really like, I guess, brand ourselves together. And then a few months after that came the launch of Chime. And I
feel like it was so easy because like whenever I watch your guys' podcast, like the chemistry, like it's just, you guys just bounce off each other so well. And I'm like, I literally there's times, well, right now I can't smoke, but when I was smoking a lot before my surgery, I would literally be stoned as fuck. Like at night, like I want to say like at 1:00 in the morning in my room, watching y'all and like cracking up so loud, especially like episodes with Elizabeth.
Oh my god, my favorite.
I love talking about sex. Like the sex episodes, I would crack up so loud that I think Danny would get so annoyed because like, can you shut up? Like you're laughing too loud. And it's so crazy because like your guys' podcast, if you guys have not had a chance to listen to it or watch it, y'all are literally missing out because like I feel like every single episode is a funny one with you guys. Like there's there's never like a time where I don't at least giggle.
You have to come on. You have to come on the podcast.
Like I've been wanting.
Please.
No, we literally need to do it. We literally need to do it. I feel like I actually was talking to them. We've been talking. Sí, es otra cosa que también hemos hablado por mucho tiempo.
We talk about and then we just don't do it.
So we kind of just like ghost each other. We're like,
because we've been wanting to go on. Noche De Pendejadas. Let's talk pendejadas with Irma and Danny too, but we just haven't done it.
So a ver cuando nos invitan.
I'm going upstairs right after this.
Right after this. Fucking knocking off 2 episodes. Pero ya para terminar este episodio, you guys, I wanna ask the last question que les pregunto a todos, for both of you guys. If there's something you can tell, you know, little Mayra and little Karina, what would it be?
If I could tell my younger self something, I guess it would literally just be like, don't be so scared, girl. Like, it's okay. I feel like I've always been an overthinker, especially as a kid. Like, I would literally just be like, don't be scared. And matter of fact, do you, girl. You're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. And she'll probably be shocked to know she'll make it slime 30 years later. But yeah, I would just be like, don't be scared. Do you. And it's all going to be okay, queen.
Period.
That's all I was saying.
It's hard. Oh God. Here comes the tears. Huh? I feel like what was the question again? Sorry.
What would you tell little Mayra? Now.
I think. Oh man, that's hard.
That's a hard
I feel like it's really hard because you know I'm still trying to figure it out.
Circumstances, yeah.
I would tell myself, you know, there's gonna be, you know, many blessings, but with that, there's gonna be some challenges, but you're gonna be okay. I mean, it's hard to answer that question because, you know, if you had asked me this a year ago, I'd be like, oh, you know, but I feel like I'm like back to zero trying to figure things out. So it makes it kind of like hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To answer that. Cause I'm like,
you're like, I don't even know.
Maybe a few years.
You're like, I need later. My older me to tell me something. You know?
I need the older me that didn't know, the recent me to answer that question. I don't know how to explain it.
And it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. You know, and maybe in a couple years, you know, you'll be able to finally be able to answer that question to yourself, you know. So with that being said, you guys, quiero agradecerles muchísimo por estar aquí conmigo hoy. Yo sé que a toda la gente que está mirándonos hoy les encantó este episodio. Thank you so much for opening up, Mayra. Thank you so much, Karina, for being here. And, you know, just fucking having una plática conmigo. Yo siempre digo a todos los invitados, muchos se asustan que, ay, ¿qué me va a preguntar Alan? Pero yo lo que siempre digo, vamos a platicar. Yeah. I'm very happy to finally have you both
on
the
so
podcast. No, thank you guys for coming.
I'm glad we finally did this.
I know this
after so many years,
making, but it was so worth it, you guys.
Right?
Was literally worth it.
Thank you so much.
If you guys want to go ahead and follow them on all their social medias, I will leave them linked down below as well as on the screen right here. Y también no se les olvide to check out Chins and Giggles as well as all their businesses, which I'll leave tagged down below. And also don't forget to follow me on all my social media so you guys won't miss any future episodes. And with that being said, you guys, thank you guys once again.
Thank you so much, Ellen.
And thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.